president used the NSA to eavesdrop on the conversations of the Prime Minister of Israel. That's fine, but in that process, they captured the conversations of members of Congress talking to the Prime Minister. NSA shared that with the White House. I'm getting further reports now that the NSA, or now that the op-ed is out, that the White House actually used that information to promote its political agenda here in the United States. Absolutely illegal and abuse of executive power. This is a big deal.
Former House Intelligence Committee Chairman Pete Hoekstra on this program earlier this week, calling for House Republicans to rescind their invitation for President Obama to offer the State of the Union address because of the reasons mentioned, that the National Security Agency, in the process of maintaining surveillance on Israel, captured intelligence about members of Congress. Welcome to Friday Forecast. We look ahead to a big story next week, and here on the desk with me once again, we welcome Glen Downs, former Chief of Staff to Congressman Walter B. Jones of North Carolina. Pete Hoekstra is not a hothead, but he makes a point that's a valid point about why on earth would you let the president come in without answering questions about something that's clearly illegal?
Well, he does, and it really raises two larger points that have been there going for a while. One is you have a greater and greater role being played in government by these unelected, unaccountable, so-called deep state actors like the National Security Agency. People don't know who these people are, who runs it, but they have got tremendous access to all kinds of information, up to and including communications between members of Congress and foreign leaders. Then the second problem is where you have members of Congress, and Congress generally, refusing to stand up for their prerogatives as a separate but co-equal branch of government. The Founding Fathers recognized Congress as being sort of first amongst equals, first article of the Constitution, but now Congress has become a distant third. So they find themselves being used by the executive branch in this way, and they're struggling to find some way to do something about it.
Well, it would seem to me that for Paul Ryan, who I believe made a huge misstep with advocacy of the omnibus bill and all the problems it engendered. Right. He's right now on a Ryan rehabilitation campaign. This would be the issue that would coalesce, because he would be right on the law and right on politics to say, time out. We need more information on this.
Well, at some point in time, Speaker Ryan is going to have to draw, if he wants to be taken seriously by the base of his party, at least, and also I think being taken seriously by the president in terms and Democrats as part of negotiations. They're going to have to draw some lines and make some stands. Is this the place? I don't know. This is the sort of thing that's historically, looking at Paul Ryan's patterns, there's probably too many chips on the table for his taste. You
know, it's very interesting to see what happens, and it's part of our Friday forecast. Right. We'll see what happens with the president's speech, and if Congress does exercise its separate and co-equal status in some way, shape, fashion, or form. Glen Downs, we appreciate your perspective on this.
Great as always to be here.
Yes, indeed. Well, you heard what Glen had to say, his unique perspective. We would welcome yours. Why don't you send me your comments at newsmaxtv.com/comments. Well, here it is Friday, and it's been a busy one to boot. For those you see and those you don't, J.D. Hayworth saying, stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.